I need to get all of this neatly organized here. Okay, I goofed up. The audio wasn't up on the camera when I started this segment. So anyway, it's real simple. The flurry of activity you just saw on the table saw was making these parts, which is going to be a shelving system I'm going to hang on the cleats to hold smaller hardware containers. These are a dado to each side, made the shelves, and these are the containers that it's going to hold. And these containers have machine screws, small fasteners, brass, copper fasteners, things like that. So let's get busy and let's put this thing together so I can then hang it on the wall and put all those containers in it and get them off the bench. There it is. Yeah, it's a little overbuilt. This could have been 1/4 inch because these are fairly light, but I had a bunch of 1/2 inch stock in-house. The back could have been 1/4 inch, but I don't have a big enough 1/4 inch piece. So as I said earlier, these fit in very nicely here. There's a little hanging tab on the Harbor Freight ones you have to cut off, and I have to get labels put on here. Now the problem with these containers is the P-Touch labels don't remain stuck. They tend to peel off. I've got to find a fix for that. It might be contact cement, I don't know. So there'll be a label on the front. And in this particular cabinet case we have 632, 832, 1024, and 1032 screws, nuts, bolts, and washers. So let's get a cleat on this thing and hang it up on the wall so we can see what it's going to look like. Well, you kind of get what it's going to look like, but let's put it up on the wall. Fits perfect. I don't know if that's going to be its final home, but that's where it's sitting right now. So let's see, we've got to put our tiny little 440 632s and stuff like that. Put these up here. I have to relabel these so I know where everything's at because they're labeled on the end due to the way I used to have them stored earlier in a much smaller cabinet, which my neighbor took when I gave it away for free. This one down here. And let's see, cotter pins, tons of cotter pins. Gotta have cotter pins. Tiny little tacks and brads, aircraft parts, different story, different video channel, washers, and more washers. These are flat washers, these are split washers. Voila. I'm happy with it. Again, I might come behind and edge band this. I'm not sure, like this down here. Now, this is all I see having of these kinds of containers for holding stuff. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or more bins over here or drawers over here for these half height. They're like these, but they're half height containers. I can put stuff over there. There are 4 bins at the bottom that don't have glides on them that I can also expand into that area. So I got room to grow. Now I want to put a shelf up here below the plug and out about 8 to 9 inches for holding some bins of things. But anyway, that's kind of the majority of what I needed to deal with. So let's put a shelf up next and then see what we can do with the rest of this for storing more stuff. Here you go. Pretty much done. Well, not really done. Nothing's ever really done. A gentleman posted in one of my videos, it's not really done, and I agreed. So let's start off with the shelf. You'll note that I put the shelf up here as opposed to down here in this installation here. This made a lot more sense. It gives me more open space down here for things or whatever. Right now I have my epoxy mixes up here. You saw me build this on camera. All my small fastener containers are in here now, and I was able to label them. I use acetone on the plastic, and I think that's going to stick now and stay there. So I got the labels on there, and they're going to screws, machine screws, small machine screws, brass, clip rings, blah, blah, blah. Stuff, hardware stuff. I built another one, not as deep, wider, and with fewer shelves. This is for miscellaneous things that I really don't have any other place to put them. Like these two boxes of hardware. There's a lot of screws in there. These are extreme specialty screws that I have no idea where to put those. Edge banding, little containers we use for doing, small parts work. Small bits of hardware I don't have any place to put. Anyway, so that's what those shelves are for. The next thing is a holdover from the old wall, and this was my tape holder from the original wall I had over there. That's all it does. It sits there and holds tape. Now, I use 4 of the blue bins you see here from this kit to hold the hardware for my nailers and my pinner and staplers. And I fully intended to use complete the rest of the kit here, which I have done. Now, this is not on a board and then hanging on cleats. It's just screwed into the cleat. I may change that in the future. These are empty. These are for future use. They're for future expansion. And I've got some spares down here. Probably not going to keep them here, but there they are. Oh yeah, biscuits. We don't use biscuits as much as we used to, but we still use them, so we got biscuits. The lower cabinet is completely done now, except for the edge banding, which I may or may not do. Let's take a closer look. What we have here is a whole lot of storage. A lot of bins. Deep bins here, narrow bins here, not so deep. These are like half-height bins here. I used I explained this earlier, but I used the really cheap drawer glides. This is 24 inches deep. I used, I think, 20-inch drawer glides, and these are 15 inches deep. So you can pull them out far enough to open the lid and get your hardware and not have the lid interfere with the bench. Also, as I mentioned earlier, there's blocking here and in the back so that you pull these in and out and it won't slide off of the shelf. The important ones are here. Wood screws, 6, 8s, 10s, and 12s. Basically you can go like this, you can open it up and you can inventory it instantly. See what you need to order. Other things, I got mollies, I got jigs and fixture stuff, deck screws, sheet metal screws, but different types. Nylock nuts, electronic control stuff, pop rivets, Clecos, threaded inserts. I actually added 4 more of these, which I haven't labeled yet, and put the blocking in, so I've got to do that. So there it is. It's done. It's all done here. But before we end this video, let's go on to something I alluded to earlier in the video. What I'm referring to is this. How about that? So this has drivers, spade bits, countersinks, punches, things like that we use all the time, but it's on a little slide-out wall, and everything's held in place with magnets. But the fun part of this project was getting the darn drawer glides. There's a story there. So I needed, as you can see, I needed full extension, 10-inch full extension drawer glides. And that's what I got, but not where I thought I was going to get them from. So I went to Amazon, I ordered a pair, and it turned out that they were 1 inch short of being full extension. So I sent them back, ordered another pair for another manufacturer, and it said, oh yes, they're full extension 10-inch. And they came, and they were these. Yeah, these. I'm keeping these because I'm going to use them for something else. So finally, I went to Home Depot's website and ordered the 10-inch full extension drawer glides, and voila, I got them. So that's everything we need on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour, minute-to-minute basis for drilling and stuff is all right here. Now, I had a lot more stuff than just this, and that's down here in drawers. Underneath the drills, we have this drawer, which I took out the thing I made in the CNC to hold bits and stuff, and I've got countersinks, specialty bits, plug cutters here, some more bits, so drivers, we just had more drivers than I know what to do with, and other drilling accessories like guides and punches and things like that. Then down here, the next drawer down, is all the big stuff. Big bits, big bits, and things like that. Over there in another corner cabinet, a drawer, I have my hole saw set, which that was the place to put it because it was the only place left over to put it. So there we go. We'll end this video here. I think the next video is going to be moving the CNC machine over its permanent home and probably building the cabinet for it. So until next time, make great things out of wood and store your bits and stuff where they're easy to get to.